So HBAR as of late has been on a downtrend, and as you guys know, I've been tracking a corrective move to the downside made up of a WXY structure, and I'm looking out for the price of HBAR to tap into this range between 19 cents to 20 cents. And most recently, we saw this move to the downside where we ended up reaching past a key level, and that key level is all the way back here at 21.059 cents, which was the previous local low. So if I zoom in, you can see that we ended up exceeding that level and we ended up reaching 21.028 cents. And so that then confirmed that we were bearish. And so it's very much possible that we see a deeper move to the downside where we then tap into this range that I've talked about previously. And so if I remove this and check to see what's taken place within this recent move to the downside. So if I bring in the Fib tool and bring this to 25.224 cents. So what you can see is we ended up exceeding past the typical range for the Y wave, which is anywhere between 1 to 1.226, and we retraced towards the 1.618 level, and in actual fact, we exceeded that level. So what that tells me is we have an impulsive move to the downside, where we had the wave 1 that played out, and where the wave 2 that played out, and this could be the wave 3, and then we see the wave 4 that played out, where we more or less got rejected at the 50 EMA, and we could potentially be within this fifth wave to the downside. And it's also possible that we see a deeper move to the downside, given that the wave 3 has to be made up of 5 waves. And so what we'll be looking at for is for this move to the downside to be the wave 1, where we found support at the 200 EMA, and for this to be the wave 2, for this to be the wave 3, 4, and the wave 5. That'll then form the wave 3. So if I just move this to here. So that will then form the wave 3, and then in the next couple of days or so, we'll then see the wave 4 and the wave 5 play out. Like so, where this fifth wave could go even deeper and maybe go towards the buy order block, which sits between around 19 cents to around 19.7 cents. So short term, the next key target would be the 1.226 to 1.618 level of the fourth wave. And that region is typically the fifth wave target. And you can see that region also sits between 20 cents to 20.6 cents. And so short term, I'll be looking at for HBAR to tap into this range, which is a typical range for the fifth wave. The minimum requirement for the fifth wave is the wave 3 or the wave 4 origin, and that level is at 21.028 cents. And it is also worth noting that on the 4-hour chart, you can see that on the stochastic RSI, the bears currently have the momentum. And if I zoom out and go on daily chart, what you can see is we are within the oversold conditions. And so the bears are slowly starting to lose that momentum in the long run. And it's also important to note that we have managed to find support at the 200 DMA a couple of times, which is a good sign. And so, yeah, it's possible that what we could have forming is the fifth wave right now, where the wave 3 could have bottomed out over here, and the wave 4 could have topped off over here, and we could have the fifth wave playing out, where we then tap into this range. But again, for now, I will be looking out for a deeper move to the downside, where it's possible that we are still within this third wave, and then we see a short bounce to the upside to form the fourth wave, followed by a fan push to the downside to form the fifth wave, and then shortly after, I will be looking out for that reversal to the upside, where we can then begin to see higher highs. That would then form the wave Y. So in essence, this would be the W wave, this would be the X wave, and this would be the Y wave. And it looks like this Y wave is also made up of a WXY structure. Like so, where the W wave is made up of a 3-wave move, where we had a WXY structure that formed, and the Y wave would then be made up of a 5-wave structure, where we have the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But of course, that's something I'm going to be tracking in the days to come, and I'll be keeping you guys updated. And so, yeah, that's just my update on HBAR. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you did, then feel free to hit the like button, and if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.